For most of the last decade, software competition in the US tech industry was defined by speed. Faster releases meant faster growth. New features were rolled out aggressively, sometimes weekly, sometimes daily. Roadmaps were packed. Updates were marketed as proof of innovation. In 2026, that pace is slowing. Across the US tech industry, companies are deliberately reducing the speed of software feature releases, and this shift is not driven by a lack of ideas or technical capability. It is a strategic response to how software products are actually used, maintained, and trusted today. The first reason feature releases are slowing is complexity fatigue. Modern software products are already dense with functionality. Over years of rapid development, many platforms accumulated overlapping features, edge case tools, and rarely used options. Each new release added more complexity to interfaces, workflows, and back-end systems. Eventually, that complexity became a burden. Users struggled to keep up. Support tickets increased. Onboarding became harder. Tech companies realized that adding features was no longer creating proportional value. Reliability has become a higher priority than novelty. As software products become more deeply embedded in business operations, downtime and bugs carry higher consequences. A broken update can halt workflows, disrupt revenue, or expose security risks. Frequent feature releases increase the surface area for failure. Slowing release cycles allows engineering teams to test more thoroughly, reduce regressions, and ensure that core functionality remains stable. In 2026, stability is a competitive advantage. Enterprise customers have strongly influenced this shift. Many U.S. tech firms serve businesses that rely on software for mission-critical operations. These customers increasingly resist constant change. Frequent updates require retraining, process adjustments, and internal communication. Instead of asking for more features, enterprise clients ask for fewer disruptions. Tech companies respond by spacing out feature releases and focusing on backward compatibility and predictable update schedules. Security concerns also play a major role. Each new feature introduces new code, new dependencies, and new potential vulnerabilities. In an environment of rising cybersecurity threats, tech companies are cautious about expanding attack surfaces unnecessarily. Slower release cycles allow security teams to review changes more deeply and reduce exposure. Security patches still ship quickly, but feature expansion is more controlled. Another key factor is technical debt. Years of rapid development left many platforms with fragile foundations. New features were often layered on top of systems that were never redesigned for scale. Over time, this made development slower and riskier. U.S. tech companies are now investing in refactoring, system cleanup, and back-end optimization. These efforts do not produce flashy new features, but they improve performance and reliability. Slowing feature releases creates space for this internal work. User behavior has also changed. Many users do not actively want constant updates. Frequent UI changes create frustration. Features move or disappear. Familiar workflows break. Instead of feeling excited, users feel disrupted. Tech companies have learned that user trust grows when products feel consistent. Fewer, more meaningful updates improve satisfaction more than frequent minor changes. Cost pressure reinforces this trend. Developing, testing, documenting, and supporting new features is expensive. As margins tighten and tech companies prioritize efficiency, they scrutinize whether new features justify their cost. Many do not. Slower release cycles help control development expenses and reduce long-term support burdens. Internal engineering culture is evolving as well. Teams are moving away from output-based metrics like number of features shipped. Instead, they focus on outcomes such as performance, uptime, and user retention. This cultural shift naturally reduces the incentive to release features quickly just to show progress. Quality replaces velocity as the primary signal of success. Regulatory and compliance considerations also influence release pacing. Data privacy rules, accessibility standards, and industry-specific regulations require careful design and documentation. Rushing features increases the risk of non-compliance. Slower releases allow legal and compliance teams to be involved earlier and more thoroughly, reducing downstream risk. Platform ecosystems contribute to this slowdown. Many software products now support third-party integrations, APIs, and extensions. Each feature change can break compatibility. Developers who build on these platforms prefer stability. Tech companies respond by limiting disruptive changes and batching updates to minimize ecosystem impact. AI integration adds another layer of caution. While AI features attract attention, they also introduce complexity around data quality, bias, transparency, and control. Companies are careful not to deploy AI-driven features too quickly without understanding their long-term behavior. This slows release cycles but improves trust. Maintenance Maintenance burden is another often overlooked factor. Every new feature must be supported indefinitely. It increases documentation, customer support load, and training requirements. Over time, this creates operational drag. Tech companies are becoming more selective, asking whether a feature deserves to exist long-term before releasing it. Competition dynamics have shifted as well. In many markets, software products have matured. Differentiation comes from reliability, integration, and performance rather than feature count. Being first with a new feature matters less than being dependable. Slower releases align with this competitive reality. Smaller tech companies are following the same pattern. With limited resources, they cannot afford constant rework or customer churn caused by unstable updates. Slowing feature releases helps them conserve resources and build trust with users. Importantly, this slowdown does not mean innovation has stopped. Innovation is happening behind the scenes. Architecture changes, performance improvements, scalability upgrades, and security enhancements continue. They simply do not appear as visible features. The innovation focus has shifted inward. From a user perspective, this change often feels subtle. Products change less frequently, but when they do, changes feel more deliberate. Updates are clearer, more stable, and easier to adopt. Over time, this improves user confidence. While U.S. tech companies are slowing software feature releases in 2026 ultimately comes down to maturity. The industry has learned that speed alone does not create value. Reliability, trust, and sustainability do. In earlier phases, rapid feature development helps software gain traction. In today's environment, that same speed creates fragility. Companies now optimize for longevity rather than novelty. The tech firms that succeed in 2026 are not those shipping the most features. They are the ones shipping the right features at the right time while keeping systems stable underneath. Slower feature releases are not a sign of stagnation. They are a sign that the U.S. tech industry is prioritizing durability over excitement, execution over noise, and long-term trust over short-term momentum.